Hallo.
Are you back?
Ja, dis jy wat die fucking ding gemute het.
Jy het gefucking druk.
Ek sukkel hier.
You're recording, eh? Joe, you're recording, eh?
100%. Are you okay there?
Zietsman thinks he's a flipping master of the computer, yet he flipping...
I'm an IT specialist.
He pressed
Hello,
stop.
Zietsman.
Wat
You
sê
know-
Strydom?
You know, I'm bad, but you guys like to kyk.
Jy moet daar kyk.
Waar?
Daar's.
Jy moet even my broer sien.
Ek kan nie sien nie, but
Ja.
Ja. As ek kan sien.
you see my background. What do I look like?
No, background's good. All white.
Sit net 'n bietjie terug, dan kan ons altyd sien.
Jy mag sit nader aan.
Ek kan nie, want ek het jou sê sit op my skoot.
Oh.
As hy.
Right. I didn't even get a chance to introduce it, but we started recording and we were watching Laurel and Hardy for the last 4 minutes. Trying to work out what's going on.
You know, that would be a great introduction, eh?
What an introduction. I mean, this was priceless.
Who's the thin one? That's me.
No, you're the big one.
Oh.
Listen, welcome to another episode of Glistian Unfiltered. This one is proudly brought to you by Indigo Supplements. We've got two guys on the screen that have clearly not had any fucking supplements this morning because they are struggling. Welcome, Jacques. Welcome, Ziets. Hello, Strydom. Nice shirt.
Thank you, thank you. I'm trying to, it's boiling hot here, so I'm trying to be summary.
Okay. So, I wanted to do this podcast for a lot of reasons. Some of them have been quite evident already because these two oaks are good friends and they're cock funny. But let's get the real stuff out the way first. Jacques Strydom, 15 years apart, he won a race, very big race in Cape Town, in Port Elizabeth, sorry. And Zietsman last week, 100 runs with a horse and won a race. And that just shows you the power of Port Elizabeth racing, right?
Yeah, I think it shows you that you can pick their races and lift the flag, or you can run them, because my dad always said, once they fit, you tick them along. And I think Zietsman's a master at showing us just to tick them along, and they can still win lots of races.
Yeah, it's really good, eh? And then also, what's interesting about Port Elizabeth is it's actually a hub for quality racing people, eh? To be honest. I mean, you've got the Remainer, Jacques Strydom, you got the Invader, Zietsman Oosthuizen, and you got the legend, the Lever, Pierre Strydom. But you got Yvette Bremner, the Badenhorst. So many quality racing people have come from P. What is it? Is it the water? Is it just competitive there? Obviously, you got Alan, you got Alan's dad, you got Gavin. I mean, like pyramids of quality racing people. How come?
They all, the problem is they all had to endure the Strydoms. You know, from Hackie's time, now we have to endure Jacques. It's a nightmare.
Is it why? Tell us why.
No, it's a
From my side, it's a pleasure to know me, but keep going.
No, you know, it's once you add a kuier with a Strydom, nothing is the same afterwards. Nothing. Mackie is still at races. It's with the Strydoms, you hate them, but you will never stop loving them. It's
okay. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about Glistian.
And the difference between P and myself is when you buy me a drink, I will finish it. Striker will say thank you, 3 sips, put in the card in the corner and wait for the next one. I'm tired. I need to finish mine.
He likes shorts as well, doesn't he? He likes the little. I mean, you've been to his new house, right?
Yeah.
If you took all the little shooter glasses he's got and put them one next to each other, they'd go around the property 4 times. He's got fucking thousands of those.
I'm well prepared. I'm well prepared.
I see he's even supplying us there with beer, jockey sized beers. It's like 200 mils or something.
Is it?
Super buck.
Oh, those are lekker, eh?
Yeah, those are the best.
It's
It's
good for
like
a starter.
But the Superbok can't be helping with a 58 kilo situation, can it?
No, but at least like when I finish one, I feel like I finished one, you know, it's not a big one like this. No, I mean, obviously for me, being a smaller person and also have to look after your weight, I'd rather get a little tipsy quickly with something strong than drink a whole gallon and there's still nothing wrong with me, you know.
Fair enough. All right, come on. I want to know. Here, your mom told me a story about one of the kids getting forgotten because there were 84 of you or something, right? Oh, Zietsman, this is like the Dallas, the Ewings. There's hundreds of Stridoms. So they went to a braai, and what happened? Which kid got left behind?
Well, obviously Jacques. No, well, yeah, we were kids, and I mean, we were 5 kids, and so my mom used to count us all when we get into the car. I don't know why she didn't count all the heads this time. And by the time we got back to P, I mean, we lived near Fairview, so the outskirts of P. There were only 4 of us because we were waiting for Jacques to come and, you know, get food, and he was a plate left there all the time. And eventually we realized poor Jacques left at the house. So Jacques, I don't know, how did you feel?
Let's just say that I fell in love with our nanny Nancy those days. I had to climb up on top of the toilet, open the window, scream and shout at Nancy. Nancy arrived and she held my hand through the window.
Yeah.
But unlike Zietsman, big boys don't cry.
Very good. And obviously, Zits, you've ended up in P via closure of probably one of the greatest race courses ever in South Africa, Kimberley, as I still call it, renamed ago. What's it been like? The community's been lekker down there. They've taken you in. I mean, you are impossible to keep out, I have to say.
Yeah, well, it was a totally new. You understand? Because you know I used to travel. Yeah, it's the first time I race without traveling to a track.
Yeah.
So that was the difficult part to get that out of my head. You're not traveling, so your prep into a race is totally different. But yeah, no, didn't take too long to bump into
Mr. Strydom.
Mr. Strydom.
Okay.
And yeah,
I liked racing in Kimberley personally, and I was very successful there with Tini. And what I always felt about Kimberley is probably what I've always felt about Fairview or about PE. I like PE racing. In that clubhouse, even though you're all competitors, you're all together all the time.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
there is a feeling of camaraderie.
Yeah. No, it's one thing is even more here than we had in Kimberley. In Kimberley, the guys bumped heads and didn't see eye to eye. A lot of the guys where in PE is, you know what, if you win a race, everybody say well done. You understand? Everybody's happy for you. Even you beaten them, everybody's happy for you. You know, it's the camaraderie is very, very nice in PE.
Do you prefer racing in P or the old days Kimberley? If you had a choice.
Kimberley, it's totally different. So yeah, Kimberley will be always close to one's heart. It's almost like where I grew up. I grew up in rural, you know, in
the
bush racing. You understand?
For those viewers that don't know, he used to ride horses.
Yes, I have a trophy. Won the trophy in 1992. And I stopped riding. My last race I ever rode was Knife Edge in July 1995. And 1992.
You remember Knife Edge, yeah?
Yeah, it was trained by Brian Weed.
Brian Weed, yeah.
Yeah, yes, Knife Edge. He ran 17 times He had 8 winners, 8 wins and 8 places. He ran third in the computer from sprint, and then he injured he was a molkop, so he injured his and lost his eye in the gates.
Yeah.
And they suspended him for life. So we bought him that time, and yeah, I rode him carrying 64. That was 1995.
Did you have to wait for it?
Yeah. So I only, even Fani Chambers, ex-jockey Fani Chambers, he learned to ride on our farm. And
listen, Bush has taught people a lot of stuff in riding.
There's you know, if you it's a lot like Kimberley, you know, sand tracks, and yeah, we had 7 racetracks where we raced. The best horse we ever had, my dad and his partner, they always been together with horses. Schoonell. Yeah, we had a horse, Hobber Patrol, that won 5 races, you know, at Terfontein, and when we took him, we won another 57 races that he won.
57 races.
57 races. So that was, yeah, he raced till from 5 till I think 11 years old. He won 57 races in the fights.
Zietsman, did you ever go to the Bray July? Bray.
No. Bray is in the Northern Cape. I come from Limpopo. So Limpopo, we used to race at the McGall Race Club in Ellisras, Lepalala now, Beska, New Year's Beska. Now, at Beska, there is more people New Year at Beska that I've ever seen at Terfontein, even on a big day.
Wow.
Be careful what you say.
The crowd was, you know, it wasn't funny to have 20,000 people there. Wasn't so it closed down.
Hold on a
But
second.
yeah, that's
Listen
totally
to me.
different from.
Listen to me. That's also not fair, because there's fuck all else to do in Ellisras.
Yeah, yes.
I mean, in Joburg, you can do a few other things. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's not a fair comparison.
yeah. No, but it's you know, if we grew up. It's like Jacques. He grew up with Jackie. He was forced, like Striker. They were forced into this game, and they can't leave ever.
Jacques, you ever ride? Did you ever ride, or was your brother just so good that you didn't want to be embarrassed?
No, he used to ride in work riders races.
Okay.
I think I rode in 18 races, won 9. But
Really?
I could have won more. But the last 6 seconds was more money in backing the winner than winning the race. So I had to pay off my ass. So I did a good job about that.
Brilliant.
He have a story. You know what? He
Go
have
on,
a story to
tell the
tell
story.
when he had to ride in Kimberley for, who was that?
Mark McLaughlin.
Yeah. And he couldn't make the weight. And tell them the story.
So Mark McLaughlin saw I was doing well in PE, riding wild. So he phoned me and said, I've got a 4 to 10, please come help me. I need a winner. So drove there with Charles Roberts, got there, and I looked at opened the race card, and I said, but Mark, in PE, work riders is 70 kilos. I said, yeah, it's normal race, 56 kilos. I said, and what now? So he said, boy, well, you can't ride my favorite. I need the money. So I said, well, then take me off. So he came back to me and said to me, I want to take you off, but I've got a cockroach in the race. Do you mind running a cockroach? At least you're not here for nothing. I said, no stress. So I go there, and obviously had my britches on, had a wire hanger, was a number cloth, and one light put over it, so it looks like there's something happening under this, under the number cloth. Yeah. So I weighed out with a wire hanger and a number cloth and one boot, 12 kilos overweight.
12 kilos.
So, well, I'm like 8 kilos overweight. So eventually they convinced the staff that they would put me on. So trotting up the start, I saw there was a tractor line down the middle of the track. So I check, oh no, that's the way to go. So I got to the start, and those guys, when they said start loading, they didn't care where to load. They just loaded. So I said to my guy, listen, take me here to box number 3, because I knew that was the line was. So I went to box 3. As it opened, I knew I had to get a good run of them. Jump, bounced, and gooid rooi. So obviously I heard the screaming and shouting at the back, pulled stick, clapped it, went past the winning post first, When I walked into the winner's box, the second horse came past the winning post. I won by, I think, 12 lengths, and I weighed in like 12 lengths overweight. But a winner I had.
Well done. And so, just like your brother, when he was on a 4 to 10 shot, he ran second. When he was against a 4 to 10 shot, he won.
Yeah,
Well, that's
a
it.
Strydom thing.
Yeah,
That's a Strydom thing.
Uh,
You know, that's a striker must be the most loved jockey, but also the most hated jockey.
especially when he pulls a parachute 200 out.
Yeah. Yes.
I saw the shows about you guys, not about me.
It's you wish if somebody have to ride for my life, I would like it to be striker. But also I don't want it to be striker, because if I don't trot out well or something, you know, he's a machine, and he ran when I trained Billyman's horses. He ran.
Billyman taught you how to train, eh?
Oh my word.
Okay, sorry, keep going.
No, keep going. That's an interesting question, Zietsman. I mean, it's an allegation. Bill Human taught you how to train. Okay, let's start. Who taught you how to sell gym memberships?
No,
His looks.
yes. You know, I've done not bad.
Do you want to look like me or buy a ticket? I'll buy a 2-year ticket.
Jacques thinks he's pretty because he can't see himself. That's all. So don't tell him the truth.
Your wife thinks I'm hot.
Okay,
So-
Zit, go on. Tell us about striker riding for you.
So Striker rode a horse for me, Royal Master. And, you know, I phoned Striker about 5 times already when I was here in PE, asking him to come down. There's one jockey I need to have a winner, you know, ride me a winner, and that's Striker. And
Ridden you a winner?
till now, never had a winner for me. And I've tried him about a few times to come down to PE to ride for me.
Okay, so you've got some of my horses there now.
Yeah.
Let's set something up. Pierre, come on, we'll all go. We'll have a draw. PE's lekker. Come on.
You know,
Left to.
with Pierre, you need to organize a year in advance, because he will give you, if you think Jacques can give you excuses, Pierre is the master.
Just to get back to P and warming up horses, he had a horse for me called Euphoric. I said, "But please warm it up." I said, "It's on Indigo's products, so it'll be starting out beautifully." He went to start and he sat on the horse. And I said to myself, what the fudge is Oak doing? Well, it went the pens, it won the race. He came back. I said, "But I thought you're going to warm it up for me." He said, "Boy, I was scared walking into the start. How must I warm it up?" And in his words were, "Hopefully Indigo will kick in after the race." But it worked. Well done, boy.
Look, obviously, you know him as your brother. I know him very well. One thing I've said in previous podcasts about him, okay, which is actually the greatest compliment I can pay him, is no matter what he thinks about the horse or the form or whatever, he always gives it 100%.
But I always say, how do you rate a top jock? Feature races, graded races. I believe anyone that can bring a roughie home is a top jock. You get those big boys, they refuse to ride the roughies because it's not good enough. Yet people like Striker will bring home 100 to 1 shots. Why? Because A, he can, and B, he wants to win every race.
Yeah, and he'll tell you in the parade ring, he'll tell you, "Oh, I don't think we got a chance," or whatever, and he'll still win the race. And then some people misunderstand that and accused him of all being negative or whatever. He's just being factual. But when he climbs on that horse, then it's 100% professional to win the race. And that's the biggest compliment I can pay him.
Well, that's why he's been champion jockey so many times.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. Okay. Zietsman, we'll start with Jacques first. So for those guys that don't know, we can tell more stories just now, but so Jacques, obviously your dad was a trainer. Was your granddad also in racing? How far back does it go, guys?
Well, Strike is quite old. But you know more, but so from my days, yeah, my dad was a youngster and someone convinced him to go into the horse racing. And it started from my dad. So as far as I know, Pierre never showed any interest in riding horses, never mind racing. And he went on holiday to Joburg, and my dad just said, no, he needs to go to the academy. And that's how he started his career. And I think if you ask Striker now, would you have still gone the same route? He might give an answer that no one would expect. But yeah, so obviously I went to varsity or boarding school, and then I wasn't part of the racing. And then a guy said to me one day, "I believe your brother Striker and your dad Hecky." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, give me a winner." So I came to the track and I asked Gavin Fent, I said, "Give me a winner, please, man," because he can't tip. He's quite good at that, unlike other people that's champion jockeys and so forth. So I gave a winner, and the next week he gave me an envelope. I asked him, "Yo, this is lekker." So he said, "Find me something else." So Fenter gave me a winner 4 or 5 weeks in a row. And every time I got an envelope, got thicker and thicker. And I said, well, why must I study when I can earn this? And that's what the end of my flipping studying career. And then I got involved in racing.
Very nice, very nice. I wanted to. I've never dealt with Gavin Stickman Fenter, but there was another jockey that I dealt with that to me was one of the greatest tipsters ever. I don't know where he is now. Willie Ace. I don't know if you folks remember Willie.
William Hughes.
Yeah. He wasn't a bad tipster. Okay, then you took out your license. Who did you study with, or who did you work for? Greef?
I worked for my dad for a couple of years, and then I got a pick 6, and then I decided to go to Joburg, and Striker got me a job with Brett Warren. From there, I got a gap to go to the late Chris Van Niekerk. And he threw me in the deep end. So after I'm getting a job from him, and he said, "No, boy, I've got work to do," and then I had to try and train. So it's easy to sit on the passenger side, and you know exactly where to drive, but up and down the steering wheel, all of a sudden the wheels come off. So he had enough confidence in me to say, "Boy, get going." So we didn't have lots of winners, but out of the 23 horses we had, I think 21 of them earned a check by the time I left Joburg. Came back to P, up my dad, and then the late standing Greef gave me an opportunity to join their yard, and what a blessing that was.
Yeah, and Zietsman was the complete opposite. Like I've known, but Zietsman, you just knew this is what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I wanted to. You know, my dad. They trained. We raced in from when I was young, but I wanted to go study. I didn't know how to. When I went, it was in school. You know, to become a trainer, you think you just become a trainer. Still, I wanted to train horses, so I thought I'm going to do what you call Paris studies at the Technikon Pretoria.
Nou, je kan die taal praat as jy wil, dus okay.
And then what happened, I said, you know what?
Pretoria is Pretoria.
Okay, dankie. En ons gaan toe, I said to my dad, you know what? I can't become a trainer and I have no money. I'm going to make money first and then I'm going to become a trainer. So I decided not to go study after school and start selling bricks and you know, and eventually ended up in Pretoria working in the gym industry for many years, 8 years, 10 years in the gym industry. You won't believe that.
You know that, Pierre?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the most contracts money-wise I sold in 1 month was 670,000 rand.
It's random. It's random, but he was good at selling contracts.
Yeah. Did you also gym yourself?
No, I think I rode on the bike twice in the 10 years.
Okay. My question was going to be, if you did it help you in training horses, you know?
Yeah, you know, I always wanted to, you know, I studied form, still study form every day, study form lines, pedigrees. It's what I did. I learned English out of a computer form. And in that days, when I was young, my aunt, she used to put all the computer forms. And so when a horse arrived in Alice Ras, I knew exactly where this horse comes from, what's the breeding, what's the all of that, and but to get to went to the gym, was in the gym industry, and went to Randjies every morning, lots of mornings, close to Randjies. So we'll sit there next to Randjies and see how everybody works their horses.
Here there in the mornings.
Early, 5 o'clock in the morning. We started the gym at 8 o'clock in the morning, but
No.
I'll go 5 o'clock, see how the horses work.
No, listen to me.
Yeah?
Did you see Pierre there in the mornings?
Oh, no, never. How do you, no, no. Have Pierre ridden work ever in his life?
Yes, he has.
No,
Yes.
Must be a once-off,
as an
He
apprentice.
rode work 4 weeks
Pierre put
ago.
his work in.
He rode work 4 weeks ago. And not only did he ride work, he then phoned me and he said to me, Joe, I just worked this horse champion warrior. Yo.
Just see how much he improved after riding him once in work. Huh? Can you believe? So
Yeah.
it's like Jacques always said, you know, when Striker was here riding for his dad, he hated it because Umaki, there at top track, you have a little corner in the top track. So the horses will pull out the whole string. Hacky will say, okay, walk. And Striker must be on a horse as well. So they will walk. Hacky will go sit in his bakkie, take the newspaper. And he will read the newspaper and let them walk in a circle there in the top track for an hour.
Really, eh?
And then his work is basically first opening for 200 meters, just zip. And that's the work for the day. Next, walk for an hour. And like Jacques said, Striker didn't like that a lot.
Tell me something. Okay, you've touched on something. Pierre, you can talk afterwards if you don't mind, but do you and Jacques train differently? Jacques, do you train?
Totally. I have no idea what he's doing sometimes, but he's doing it. And
No. Yeah, I was just asking.
Put it this way, I will do what I think is best. Then Zietsman will come to me and say, listen, I think you're working your horses too hard. I said, okay, let's sit down. I said, just pen and paper. What do I do on a Monday? He says, I don't know. This is a true story. He says, I don't know. I said, what do I do on a Tuesday? He says, I don't know. I said, Wednesday. He says, I don't know. And Thursday, and Friday, and Saturday. So I said, Zietsman, if I overtrain mine, how do you say that we don't know shit of what I'm doing? But as you know, then he swallowed his tongue and couldn't say much. But he always has to have an opinion, my mate.
Nothing wrong with it.
At least, but he never listens, but he always hear me when I say something. He never.
I hear you.
He
I
hear
don't
me,
listen.
but
I hear you. I don't listen.
Yeah, if I say a horse doesn't look well for me, for example,
then I'll say, clean your glasses. And he goes, oh, well done, thank you. He cleans his glasses. Oh, boy, it looks well.
The next day, the balancer will be in there and everything extra, indigo stories. But, you know, won't change a word, my friend. But to get back to how, I was busy telling you how I got started. So
No, but listen, Jacques took 48 seconds to tell us. You on fucking 8 minutes already. Enough.
So I was
Get to the point.
To go look for a horse in a Cape. So worked out a pick six for Basil.
Can you guys hear what he's saying? Because I can hear very well. I'm going to sit like this from now.
Can we swear on this podcast?
Come on, get to the point. I want to hear something from Pierre quickly. Come on, hurry up.
Well, Joe, normally.
Striker.
Well,
yeah.
So we went to.
I'm talking about. Yeah.
Pierre Pratma.
Okay, I'm talking about track work. Zietsman was right. It was difficult riding work for my dad in the mornings because, I mean, he had his.
You're fading out.
Sharp work and whatever, and I would feel sometimes the horses are too. Well, nothing's changed. I don't know why. So, my dad and I, as young as I was then, being an apprentice, we had our fallouts. We used to argue, and I would try again, and then, well, he was my boss. My dad I was signed to him, Des McLachlan, senior, and so and then I would have my opinion, and I'd get off the horse and say, I'm not riding for you anymore. But then tomorrow I was there again, I was riding for my dad. So we had a lot of little fallouts, but my dad was a good influence in the way I used to ride horses. And obviously I had to adapt because he enjoyed me holding horses together as long as possible, give him that confidence so they feel, you give. And how do you give a horse confidence? You can't just throw the reins at the horse, start pushing a horse 1,000 meters out and whatever. But remember, they are one pace horses and do. But a lot of horses enjoy feeling confident, and if you hold the horse together as long as start traveling, when you go to the 400, they start bit. Wow, I wasn't on the bit at the 600. So yeah, he taught me a lot about that, and especially PE with the wind. Used to enjoy riding with the headwinds all the time. But obviously I was a little bit, when I came to Joburg, the same tactics applied for a number of months. And then when all the trainers here started telling their jockeys, you better sit where Strydom is because you guys are going too fast, that caught me out, because all of a sudden I was sitting at the back and the pace wasn't strong enough for me to come from the back and win. So, it's all experience, all about learning.
I was talking about this last night. Okay. Are you guys still there? You're there. Yeah? I was talking about this last night because somebody last night, obviously we've just had the Breeders' Cup, and this oak said to me, geez, American jockeys are shit. Huh? So I said to him, what do you mean? He said to me, no, the British jockeys ride and they push the whole way. So I said to him, what a lot of people don't realize, I'm sure you guys all do, but for the viewers out there, 1,200 meters, whether it's Hong Kong, Port Elizabeth, America, or Joburg, or England, the average is about 72 seconds. Okay?
Yeah. That's Zietsman's sex life.
I at least have one.
After 72 seconds, he's a tongue tie. He's out of breath. But Jockey likes what he does.
Listen, Jacques, I am going to defend one, because are you saying 72 seconds as in time, or as in 72 seconds that he arrives second? Because that's a good thing.
Yeah. Well done, boy. Well done. Okay. He comes second.
He comes second. Okay, jokes aside, what Pierre said now is very important for anybody that's watching this, also focusing on racing. And Pierre rode in England. So in America, what happens is the last furlong of a race is invariably slower than the first furlong.
Yes.
In South Africa, Hong Kong, the last furlong is invariably faster than the first furlong.
Yes.
In England, they're almost all average. They're almost all the same. The end result is the same, 72 seconds.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So obviously what Pierre had worked out was if they go a fraction too fast or a fraction too slow, it doesn't, you've just got to beat them at that, right? And I think, do they teach that at the academy, Pierre, or did you just have that from your dad? Because I see a lot of races lost now through either going too fast or too slow. And I'm not talking about the race going too fast. I'm talking about the individual going too fast or too slow. Where did you get that? From your dad, or did you just... Because I know you're not the sharpest oak. You didn't work it out, did you?
Well, if I was in the shop, it's so bad, the others are.
Listen, I can say one thing. Striker is the best judge of pace in the world. There is no jockey better judge of pace, and he couldn't learn that. He's born with it. Simple as that. Because he didn't learned that in riding work because he never rode work. He is the master. He's born with it, and he is the best judge of pace in the world. Simple.
So I remember when my dad gave Strike a lip the one day, and like you asked how did he learn that's my dad, and Strike looked at my dad and he said, "I'm riding winners. You were a Christmas jockey. Don't tell me what to do." You remember, Striker?
Yeah, no, I don't
Jacques,
like.
it's interesting. It's interesting that you call him Striker. You don't call him Pierre.
Because he's a Dutchman. I'm going to Pierre is a Dutchman. He's a Roynax, so it's Pierre. So I'd rather call him Boot or Striker than Pierre. Because Pierre as a kid was Pierre. Zietsman say Pierre?
Pierre.
Pierre. He's not Pierre. Pierre.
Yeah. Now, you know what? You have to ride the tracks, eh? I mean, the conditions. I don't know if Zietsman will agree with me. Kimberley, on the sand, your pace also.
Pierre, there's something happened with your connection. It's gone absolutely cuck.
If you got that natural speed.
Striker,
Jockey still doesn't listen to you.
you keep dropping out, eh? So either you're getting phone calls, something's happening.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Well, you're frozen
Better.
now.
No, like on the dirt, you can't make up because you're running. It's like if you go to the beach and you run near the water, it's firm. Then you can run if you want. But when you start running, when you get near the dry sand, try and catch someone. You can't catch them because you're going nowhere. And for some reason, it's the same on the dirt. You in the beginning, if you get away, if you got natural speed and you get away, the back markers struggle to get you. And also the kickback must play a part as well. I don't think people realize the sand. I mean, certain tracks you couldn't see. I mean, I rode in Dubai 15, 20 years ago, and I rode also. It was a bit slow for Jeff Woodruff. I could not see until I came straight. I think it was a horse called Ice Cube, but I've ridden a couple there. But I rode a horse called Ice Cube. I could not see where I was going. I'm sure the horse couldn't see where it was going. It was a waste of time. So if you're too far back, you get so much kickback. The horses can't enjoy it.
Listen,
Striker, if I want to ask Joe through you, so Striker's a master on all surfaces and all that kind of cuck. But he realized or learned how to use or manipulate the wind. I don't know if Striker has told the story before, but when he took a bet with my ex-boss, Alan Greef. Can you remember, Strikes?
Yeah, I was still, I think I just qualified probably 1985, 86.
Yeah, your connection is terrible.
Greef and I, we thought we were going to run around. Yeah, I've got no idea why. I haven't done anything.
Have you paid your... Have you paid the bill, boy?
Can you hear?
You paid, huh?
I've
you
paid
up.
You keep freezing, Pierre. You keep freezing.
Okay. Is that better?
Well,
That sounds more like Jacques' sex life.
yeah. When it's good, it's good. When it's shit, it's shit. Like you frozen again. God, who knows what's going on?
Can you, Joe?
Yeah.
So, to tell you quickly, when I went to Cape Town now, you get back to how I got started.
So you've driven three times now.
We went to Cape Town, and I had to pick a horse for Basil Naidu. And I picked this horse. When I saw the horse, he had blisters on his joints. I said, we can't buy the horse. Eventually, we didn't buy the horse. The horse was sold to another trainer for 800,000. And that same horse, a year and a half later, was at 6 runs for 1 win. And I found this horse at the Shongweni sale. And I bought the horse for 22,000 rand. And that horse is the same horse that Striker rode twice second for me, Royal Master. The horse that I was what I picked and we didn't buy. And yeah, Striker rode second on him twice for me, Royal Master. But when I came from Cape Town, I came to PE to see just on vacation. And Mark Sham said to me, listen here, why aren't you in racing? You a punter, you a sick person, you everything is horse racing for you, but you're not in horse racing. I said, I'm going to train one day, but I need to make money, enough money to become a trainer one day. Yeah. So Mark Sham said to me, he said, are you willing to lose everything in your life? If you happy to lose everything in your life to become a trainer, you will make a success of training. So the next day I left PE back to Joburg, to Pretoria, walked into the gym and went to the owner. I was a sales manager at that stage and said, you know what, I'm resigning. Coming back from leave, I'm resigning. She said, what's the problem? And I said, you know what, I'm going to train horses. Said, where? I said, I have no idea, but I'm resigning today. So she said, I'm crazy as hell. I looked at trainers. I thought, okay, I resigned now. I'm going to train horses, but now I need to do 5.5 years. So it takes you to become a trainer in South Africa longer than it takes you to become a doctor. That's how bad it is.
Really?
5.5 years. So you need to work 6 months as a trainer. Then you get you can do it, you write a test and get your
assistant trainer.
Your stable employee. After 6 months, you can write the test. After working 6 months in a stable, you can write your test. If you pass, you have your stable employee license. You need to do another 2 years. Then you write another test. That is your assistant trainer's test you write. If you pass the test, it's another 2.5 years. Then you can do your trainer's license. You write the test and they can still decide they give it to you or not.
Put your hands up like this. Are you happy being a trainer, or would you rather have been a gynecologist?
Trainer.
I wanted to be a gynecologist when I took my wife there.
Now,
then I saw a granny walk in and I resigned from the idea of being a gynecologist.
He can't see, so
bro.
That doesn't help.
Feel.
Okay, listen, wait. Let's take it back to racing. Jacques, tell us about Fire Alley.
So Fire Alley.
Know the history. What's the plan?
So his first run for me was a Fairview 1200.
Yeah.
And my jockey saluted, and I stood in the second box, and my jockey came back with a smile, and he said to me, we won. I said, no, look at the replay. He had to watch the replay to realize that he actually got beat because he saluted. But in any case, so from
saluted running second.
Yeah. So from there on, obviously, the idea was for the Algarve Cup. He got sick, he had a break, brought him back, and we just softly worked him towards the Algarve Cup. And again, I'm going to make it a long story like Zietsman now. So for years, I said that there's no way a local horse can win the Algarve Cup if we have prep runs on the poly track. So management scarified in September. It's a winter, not a good thing. So new track manager, Charles Newcomb, I said, boy, if you want local to lift the cup, we need to have preps on the grass, because the poly miles are grass 1500, poly 18s are grass 1700. Now you've got a fresh track, thick grass. It always rains. It's like a grass 2-2, so it's woos. I said, if you can scarify after Algarve Cup, then we've got a chance. And I said, if you don't want to listen to that, think of yourself. You scarify during winter. Do it in summer, please. So thanks to people like him and management that had the vision to change. And our preps was on the grass, and they had proved that if we can have preps on the grass, we can lift the cup. And for the future, thinking about going for the Gold Cup next year.
Okay.
I've had also that's won the Glenley Gold Cup a couple of times, but no one's ever gone for Lakeside Glenley Gold Cup MP. No one's managed to do that. I think he's good enough to do that.
That's good. And Zietsman, what you did with El Ramiachi, that's amazing, eh? Like to run 100 times, to win the 100th start. Sure.
Yeah, that was pleasure. You know, not from George, that is sport owner with me. It was straightforward. I wanted to win his 100 start. You understand? And he wasn't dropped where the people say, you know, the horse got dropped from a 76 to a 70 in one shot. He wasn't, because NP we nominate 2.5 weeks up front. And he was actually dropped 3 points, and I ran him in that time another time with the idea of hoping he drops even more. So that's where I got to finally drop another 3 points to have a chance. And I've put him in a 66 carrying 62, and yeah, the rest is history.
Fantastic.
It was just, you know, if you want it so badly, you know, once it, you know, you can set them up and everything, but still, when the gates open, all bullshit stops. You understand? And
and then in the jockey's hands.
yes, but luckily I was in Louis Kotza's hands and not Jacques. So
Listen, think about jockeys. The highlight, like one of the highlights of Pierre's career was meeting Joe Martins. I don't know if you guys know who he is.
Who?
So Joe Martins is a Madeira's #1 jockey. He rode 7,500 winners in Madeira.
Yeah.
And I introduced him to Pierre a year ago. Fantastic oak.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's younger than Pierre.
Oh, yeah, he must have ridden work.
Joe is talking nonsense to you. Eh? He caught me out very nicely. I was a year and a half, it was my birthday. We were in Madeira with Joe. And he said to me, so now I came in there, I was top of the world. Everyone's looking up at me, and I've ridden 5,500 winners. And the next one he says, he wants to, I must meet this guy. And he says, this guy's Madeira's champion jockey. Meantime, he's not even racing in Madeira. He says, and he's ridden 7,000. So I was like, I was the man of the moment. All of a sudden, I wasn't the man of the moment anymore. So yeah, Joe caught me out nicely, and let him finish the story off.
No, it was, listen, I wanted us to have a few stories today, and I didn't know I was going to talk about this one, but we basically built a whole website about this oak. Okay? So I showed Striker the website, and he was convinced. Absolutely convinced. And the beauty of it was, I was also the interpreter, because Pierre doesn't speak Portuguese, the oak doesn't speak English. So Pierre would say to me, ask him how long he rode for. I would ask the oak, do you like apples? The oak would say yes. I would tell Pierre 22 years. But it was so lacquer because, you know, we are really good friends, and we had a lot. So everybody knew, Krishna knew, everybody knew, and poor Pierre. And then Pierre's doing the maths, like, fuck, how many winners was this oak riding a meeting? Because, again, the greatest compliment I can pay him is how competitive he is. Like, it genuinely, and I know we're joking, it was a proper prank, but like, it really bothered him that this oak could have ridden this many winners in a shorter period. You know what I mean? Like, and Jacques, you talk about pace and this and that, but I think that's Pierre's greatest thing, is that he just wants to fucking win.
Put it that way, as Lanties, there's a difference between competitiveness and being a nargat. So as Lanties, we play Monopoly. The moment you realize he's not going to be the winner, he needs a glass of water or something, accidentally kicks a board over, and now there's no winner.
So he puts his hands down.
We realize if we do better than him, put some money on his side, then he's happy. We can finish the game.
So, you know, you can see the Strydoms learn from young age how to, you know, to take a bribe. Even if they had to bribe their own brothers.
No, you didn't know.
No, but Pierre, it is, you've got this burning desire to win, eh?
You know, I'm terrible when it comes to competing. I like people. I get on well with people. I think I've got respect for everyone.
You do.
But I'm in a competition vibe. The ugliness comes out of me. I mean, I used to ride against the jocks and I would intimidate them, or you know, I like, for instance, when I was a young kid, I was quite fast in school running athletics, and I represented our school, Altona, who's actually having their 100th year celebration now.
Actually, didn't know you
in the-
went to school.
sorry.
I didn't know you went to school.
So I represented Altona and in our in PE, you know, so from a little local school to PE. And when I got to the starting blocks, I looked at the other guys and I thought, I'm not so sure if I'm going to win this race, so I refused to run. So the team said, no, I've just run. You know, it's not the worst thing if you get beat. And I refused to run. I started crying, and I refused to run. I never ran. I didn't even represent my school because I don't want to lose. So
Sure.
yeah, I've been from a young kid. It's not a nice thing, but I think it's helped me through the years because, like when we used to go for the championship, like so the start of the season, the 1st of August, there'd be probably about 10 jockeys. We start traveling, right? We start going to PE, Durban, and we obviously ride in Joburg. And within a month, you'll see like 5 or 4 by the wayside. A month later, there'll be 3 of us left. And after 3 months, it'll be just 2 of us. But I would never give up. I just would, as much as I hated riding, as much as I hated traveling, as much as I was tired, never gave up. And until that guy would fall down by the wayside. So there was, like, in my head, I just would, you know,
Yeah.
I'd be, but in a good way.
Yeah, do you consider yourself a PE jockey? Or do you consider yourself now just a jockey? Or do you associate more with...
For many years, I consider myself a PE jockey, but obviously I've been running so much countrywide, but especially in Johannesburg that...
Proud. You're proud that you're a PE jockey, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the thought of coming from a small town and the fact that I think PE loves me because they can say I'm a
You're
jockey
related
from
to
PE.
me. That's
You
why
know,
they love you.
Because why?
True.
Why? Oh, because he's related to you.
I think that's why he doesn't come to P so often, because he's related to him. That's my opinion.
Okay, listen, guys, we could talk for hours. For the viewers out there, Jacques, give us 3 to follow for the season. They don't have to be yours. They don't have to be in PE.
Would you mind if Pierre tell that story first of him and Alan Greef?
Tell story, Striker. Which one?
Yeah, quickly. So Alan Greef and I decided to run around Fairview Racecourse on the tar road on the inside, and there was a strong wind, headwind, and we were running down the back stretch, and I mean it felt like we were running freely. The wind was pushing so hard.
Which Alan Greef? 10 years ago or now?
No, 20 years.
It was big then as well. Doesn't matter. Keep going.
Yeah, in as well. Yeah. So we came to the straight, and we're running next to one another.
No, you can't, bro.
Behind him for some reason, and I realized because he's can you hear?
No, you're
Yes.
back now. We didn't hear anything there.
Okay, so he's bigger than me, and I ran behind him. Now we're into the wind, and it felt like I wasn't running into the wind because he was blocking the wind. And I decided, well, I better get going, and I pulled out next to him and started running, and this wind was pushing. I couldn't get past him. So I ran back behind him again, and the wind was blocking me, well, and ran past him. But it made me realize what important factor the wind really plays, whether it's a headwind, a sidewind, tailwind. And I've always used it when there's a wind, obviously. I think I'm more effective because of the experience I had in PE. When the wind comes up, I'm more effective. When there's no wind, it neutralizes me.
I think one of the problems racing has, we can talk a little bit of politics now, is I don't think we educate people enough about all those things. So we have declarations of ground, wind, all of those things. And the reason we tell the public about that is because it's important, right? It does factor into a race, but I don't think we convey that like you have now from a jockey's perspective on a 600 or 450 kilogram animal, how important the wind can be.
But that's what puts
Yeah.
Striker ahead of the rest, because
Yeah.
it's always taken into account.
Yeah. Jacques, would you give Pierre instructions if you rode one of your horses?
Yes.
100%.
Los voor en moer achter. No, he's a master. Like someone said to me the one day, I don't know which jockey it was, and he said to me, anything you'd like to say? I said, no. What must I tell you? He said, yeah, that's a right idea. He said, because good jockeys don't need instructions and bad jockeys won't listen.
Yeah,
So I want to chat to them about the birds and the bees, and he knows what to do.
Yeah, 100%.
No, it was always easy to ride for Jacques because he felt there was no pressure. All you needed to know, does the horse jump well or not? You know, are there bad habits that you should be aware of? Does the horse hang in or out, or you know, does want to go through horses? Because those things you only pick up after you've ridden a race. So the pace, the trainer can't really tell you. The conditions you read yourself, because if it's a headwind or tailwind, or you know, I can canter horse to the start. I can feel if it's a bit of a one pacer, if it can quicken up. And then obviously you've got to take into account the track you're riding. If it's a short straight, you can't exactly ride a one pacer from behind, you know, or for whatever reason. So, but Jacques is easy to ride for. It's so nice for a jockey not to be put under pressure, because you ride for a trainer and says, do this, do that. You're still thinking what the trainer is telling you. So you're riding to his instructions when the race is planning completely different around you. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I do give instructions, it'll normally go, please don't get left, please don't go wide, and please ride to the post. Unlike my mate here that rides a 5-pace essay and puts it in the jockey's pocket, take your start to go read.
I am aware that Zietsman likes to give clear instructions.
Yes, yes.
Each to their own, right? I mean,
yeah, it's you know what? I give my heart and soul to get the horse ready. Just do what I want in the race. And if we fail, I know I failed. You understand? But you get, you know, some people like Striker, you will give him an idea of what you want. But if by me I have two petates. One first thing is, if you sit wide, you have no chance. It's especially at polytrack here in PE. If you're 3 wide, you're gone. You have no chance. And if you put your hands down, I know Striker is doing that if he can't finish. You understand? We know that, but that's why. But you know, it's the main thing is, some jocks will put their hands down at the 200. So where a horse would have run and placed 5 lengths behind, now it shows he ran 20 lengths behind. You know, with putting their hands down, you have no idea where you stand exactly with horse and form. You understand? It doesn't show in form. It looks like total erratic form. Yeah, I hate it.
There's a trainer here in England, okay, called Sir Mark Prescott. He had a stable jockey for 24 years or something. In 24 years, they never, ever had dinner together, ever.
Work is work, play is play.
And more than that, they probably only spoke 80 times, and he would get written instructions of how to ride. And his philosophy was, and I've never discussed this with Zietsman, but his philosophy was, I've done my work, you just do it like that. If it fails, it's my fault.
Yes.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but that's one way of doing it.
So what happens if 5 trainers tell a guy to sit 3 lengths off?
But they don't, as you know, because you don't, right? So yeah, we've got 2 trainers already one saying he's got his rules and one doesn't really have rules. So it's never going to happen.
Yeah, it's the one thing is the owner doesn't phone the jock and ask, what the hell did you do?
These days they do.
Yes.
They do. Yeah, they do. They
Yeah,
do.
but you understand, I am the one that needs to explain.
But also what happens here with this particular trainer is he has the ability, and he does it every year. You can Google him, Sir Mark Prescott. And maybe in South Africa, it's not as easy. I was discussing this the other day. The program in South Africa is appalling, appalling. Here in England, you will get trainers that repeatedly win races year after year. I'm not talking about the Algoa Cup, by the way. I'm talking about a handicap, a low-rated app, because they plan. So this trainer's philosophy is he knows exactly what he wants to do with this horse. You know, he wants it to be ridden this way. Maybe he knows that, or he's worked out that if he rides it that way, it only wins by length, because every year this like puts out horses that win 3, 4, 5 in a row, and they're always ahead of the handicap because he plans it to the T. Now, again, right, wrong, or indifferent, it's all each to their own, you know. I've had a trainer train for me, Andre Kotzer. Do you remember him, Pierre?
Yeah.
And he wouldn't plait a horse's mane because he said plaiting is for morphies. I mean, you couldn't make it up. Do you know what I mean? I've had another trainer train for me that doesn't allow you to say good luck on a race day. I've had and they all train winners their own way, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't think there's a right way. I think you find your way, guys, and then you do it your way, right?
Yeah.
Whatever keeps us happy.
Yeah, whatever makes you happy, 100%.
At the end of the day, we have to explain to the owner what went wrong. Sometimes
Absolutely.
they can't see that they got left or it went wide. So yeah, it's to me, it's the normal jock should know by now. Don't get left, don't go wide, and drive to winning post. It still happens, but yeah.
Oh, it's not easy. It's not easy. Okay, Jacques, listen, we'll do another episode with more stories.
I want to tell you one thing, Joe, before
Just
you
one.
go.
I'm not going anywhere.
Just one. You know, El Remiachi on Friday won his 100th start.
Yeah.
The only other guy in the world we could find that done that was the guy next to me.
Really?
He done it also 15 years ago with a horse, a 9-year-old. Also his 9th win.
Wow.
I think Buddy Maroon, didn't Buddy Maroon have a horse that ran 100 times as well?
No. Win his 100th start.
So what horse did you have,
Buddy
Jacques?
Maroon had a horse running over 100
100.
times, but to win your 100th start, Jacques did it with what's name?
Well, while I don't think of the name, I went to Kimberley. I used to love riding Kimberley. And I got there and they announced that he's having his 99th start. And then I said to my owners, boys, win or lose, we take him home because we have to get together for his 100th start. Brought him back to PE, found everyone, including Pierre's late uncle Tony Bain. No one arrived. On his 100th start, he won his 9th race as well.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, and P also had that horse here, the drums. That also won like 30-something races.
Yeah, but he never ran 100 races.
No, but I'm saying P.
35. Yeah.
P has really been vital in South African racing, to be honest.
No, I think it's crucial. It's you know what? There's horses that actually superstars here that just don't. Yeah. You get horses that, for example, grazing in the grass that Alan Greef had, you know, struggled, you know, to make it in Gauteng, and he just blossomed. Yeah, you understand. He was, you know, I think Alan won 12 or 13 races with him. Yeah. It's, how do you understand? And it was against, you know, he won races against the Cape Town boys, against the Raiders, you know, top horse.
Yeah. Also, like as an owner, I've never viewed moving a horse to P or Kimberley and then being successful as the trainer being a better trainer. I've always viewed it as the venue being better for the horse.
Hence is saying a change is good as a holiday.
100%. Now, before we go, Jacques, give us 3 to follow.
I think King Regent,
Yeah.
he did win all 3 legs of the Poly Challenge, but I think they'll see a lot of him in the grass still. He's actually more a sprint on, they believe, the trainers.
He based
So-
out,
Pardon?
he's still there, or does he commute? Does he travel?
No, I'm sure he's back in Cape Town. He'll go for whatever season there. But they were under the impression that the mile would be too far, yet he proved them wrong, as in he loved it. So I think there's something to follow, because everyone will see, oh, Polly, but fresh to the yard, nice horse. Cruise Control, I always follow good horses. And then
Okay.
obviously from my side with Fire Alley, that he'll go through his paces now, but emphasis on Lakeside, Glenley and Gold Cup. That's our aim.
Okay, cool. Zits, 3 to follow.
Yeah, for can I give you in advance a grade 1 winner again, Joe?
Go on.
You can tell the story what happened, but yeah, Cruise Control, I think he's going to win the computer form sprint.
Really?
He wasn't right his last start here, but I think he's my most favorite horse in the country that I don't train. Cruise Control, it was very unlucky not to win at Scottsville last year. He's most effective over a fast 1,000-meter track. I don't think there's anything as good as him over 1,000. That I think will win the computer form sprint coming in April. And
So we'll have to talk to Gavin Smith. He must raid.
I said to Gavin Smith, I will drive him myself.
I'll go with.
Okay. I'll drive him. I'll be the groom as well for him. But I'll take him to Joburg for the computer form sprint. So yeah, I think he can win the computer form sprint Cruise Control. That's how good he is. And then there's some good horses. This is for the Summer Cup. Summer Cup is going to be a very, I think it's very open this year. You know, see it again. Are you going to ride see it again, Strydom?
I'm supposed to ride him.
So great prep, but you know, Summer Cup is a handicap. So hopefully the gelding worked for you and see it again. And
Did you think he was impressive on Sunday, Pierre?
Yeah, because I went slow and he accelerated very well. I thought it was a good win. But I was also impressed by the second horse, Royal Victory.
Yeah.
You know, you must remember Royal Victory in the Summer Cup will carry 3 kilograms less. And this time I think they carried level weights. Plus, Rachel Veneker claimed 1.5 kilos. So he's going to be 4.5 kilograms better off than See It Again. So we have to.
Royal Victory loves the long Terfontein straight.
I heard, yeah, and I mean, if you watch, that's why I asked you, what did you think of the run? Because I thought Daryl Daniels gave Royal Victory a superb prep run. Like,
Yeah, because he still sat behind See It Again. Eh? I mean, a slow run race, short straight, and he sat behind him. He was never going to catch See It Again. But See It Again will also enjoy the long straight. Remember, he wanted Kenilworth. In fact, I think See It Again's better in the longer running. I've had to ride See It Again at Gravel many times, and sometimes you can't get a position that you really want, or you have to ride him a bit, give him a chance, and instead of placing him. So
who's a better patient rider than Striker Strydom?
Yeah, boy. Look, I obviously won't be allowed to go to the front on him. I'll get shot. But it's a big field, so they normally go a good pace, you know.
Okay, Zits, so you've only tipped us one so far. Cruise control in the computer form sprint on condition that you drive him and groom him and Smith accepts him and nominates him and Hollywood understands your philosophy. Apart from that, it's a perfect fucking theory.
And okay, the other two horses. Well, El Remiachi is not finished. He's running Friday yet again.
Okay.
Yeah. Draw one. You know, let's see. He pulled up fine. He's out of his skin. Yeah, let's see how far we're gonna go with him. And
The best filly in your yard.
the best filly.
Yeah, your wife. Just say it. It's quicker. It's quicker than you trying to think.
Yeah, well, yeah. At least you know nobody admires my best half like Jacques.
Okay, guys, listen.
So I know him from Kimberley. So we should go drink there with Blitz and Mampool and Old Tutti. So when he moved to PE, I thought I'll make him feel welcome, knowing he had a very young wife. So I walked in with everyone being there and said, oh, I just want to introduce myself to your daughter. Well, you haven't seen him tongue-tied for a long time.
Listen, guys, it's really good. I think what you guys, not just you guys, all the trainers in PE, but what you guys have done, you have made history, all three of you, funnily enough. And I think PE racing, again, is just so, so important. And long may it continue. I hope to see Oak soon. Let's see if we can. Let's fuck Striker. Let's try get him a full 8 rides.
I haven't been able to finish meetings yet. You know what? I'm dieting too much, and taking it that Ozempic product that
You need to get on
helping.
You need to get on.
It's helping me lose weight, but it's not good. I'm struggling with it too.
For the viewers and the people from PE that run PE, can we please try plan a little get together with peer riding 3 or 4 in PE?
That will be lovely. That will be, you know what, to get peer, you know, the jockey that won the most races for me is Jacques' son, Kyle. The jock that won the most races for me is Kyle. And I just want to have the other Strydom, you know, peer, riding just one. While Kyle had the most winners ever for me, and I'm the trainer that gave him his most winners.
Thank you.
If Pierre can just ride one, you know, even just try to win a race for me once, you know, that will be amazing.
Striker, so plan a holiday and let us know what date, please. We'll work around.
Well, so I'm coming for the Summer Cup. Let's organize something. Pierre, come.
So that you do it, eh?
Pierre's excuse going to be he's not going to come down to PE the Friday before the Summer Cup. You know that.
Yeah,
so
that's
the Friday after.
So we need to organize. We need to organize the next week, the next Friday, or the Friday a week before the Summer Cup.
Striker and Inigo's got stuff for joints and knees and everything. So we'll keep you starting up beautifully, brother.
Okay.
I don't know how it works, but I got
what,
for free, and Jacques is going to give me some products. He said, you know, the best in the world. So I have no idea, but
Call me a fear. Call me a fear.
Call me a fear.
What I know Pierre well already, you know, he often doesn't realize, and when he goes quiet like this, you know, Jacques, he doesn't realize how loved he is.
We love you, Boot.
Boot.
Thank you.
He's yeah. Listen, this Strydoms, it's Pierre and my Spiker. You Spiker. I don't know why the one is Striker and the one is Spiker. How do you give your kids such nicknames?
So what's his Jacques? What's his nickname?
Marman.
That's
Thin man. Marman.
That was my nickname from when I was young, Marman.
Marman.
Yeah, he calls me still Marman. Some of my parents' old friends is still, when they talk to me, it's Marman, because I was a thin lighty.
Right, guys, listen, it's been great.
At birth.
At birth, yeah. Thanks for everything. It's been a great chat. Pierre, shot put. I know you're busy. You can't do too many of these podcasts, but I thought it was important to get 2, 3 PE legends on the call. Jacques, well done again for Fire Alley. Ziets, well done again for El Ramiaki. Striker, well done again for your 5,800 winners or however many you're riding. Keep riding them well. I'm distraught. Are you going to be able to ride Champion Warrior in the Heritage?
I'm not sure about the weight. I might be well handicapped. Nice low weight.
Let this be recorded. I'd rather have you 4 kilos over, because Zietsman can ride winners 12 kilos over.
Now that's Jacques. Jacques can ride them to 10
Jacques, no, but you also rode in the bush, and Jacques can ride
Yes.
8 kilos over. So,
Joey, just tell the people what happened. Remember earlier this year, when your horse ran third behind double Grand Slam.
what happened?
When I phoned you.
You phoned me and you told me,
Luister.
don't worry, it was a great run, but Humdinger will win the Garden Province.
Yeah, that was in May. I think May. Yeah.
With your affirmation and with Mike de Kock's training, with the filly's heart, but actually with one of the best
I
riders.
told you. Remember, you said with Jason Gates, I said never. I said there's only one jockey, the best judge of pace. If you have Pierre Strydom on Humdinger, she wins the Garden Province.
Yeah.
And you had your first Grade 1 winner. And I sent you a voice note that you wanted to put on social media, and I had a little bit of a swear word in there. Or
To be honest with you, I've played that voice message for about 100 people. Jacques, I don't know if you've heard this voice message. Pierre, I think you've heard it. But basically, the moment Humdinger hit the line, the first person to send me a message was Zietsman, right? And the first 27 seconds, it's like, Joe, well done. I really believed in the filly. Great ride by Pierre. I told you she'd win the Garden Province. I fucking told you. Then the gates opened. So from then onwards, he manages to sneak about 28 fucks into the message. But I want to tell you something that I really like about the way I race. And I have horses with a lot of different trainers, is when I have a winner, it's amazing how many of my other trainers phone me to congratulate me. And I just like that. And I see you guys are Chinas, which is really good. I think it's good to be competitive, but it's good to also have people that you can relate to. And I didn't know Jacques very well until I met him at Pierre's house. Was it your birthday, Pierre? It was your birthday, yeah.
His birthday, Junior.
Yeah, it was his birthday. Obviously not the Madeiran birthday, but it was the next one along. But yeah, listen, we're all in this together. We're all trying to do our best for racing in our own little way, whether it's El Ramiachi or bloody Green with Envy.
So are you saying must wish you once I'm your trainer or now ready to become your trainer?
Yeah. Anyway,
Good answer.
Making up.
There's two things. Firstly, thank you so much for having us. And secondly, I always give instructions now and again when things important, as in you have to fund cover, that kind of stuff. But the reason why Zietsman is so adamant about giving instructions is because his dad fired him as a jockey, as a work rider, because he couldn't listen to instructions. Now he was to enforce it. He was trying to show other people how it's done, but he couldn't listen to his dad's instructions.
Oh, listen. Jacques, you won't know. So talking about sending you a horse, right? You actually won't know this, but myself and your mom and Pierre, when I was staying over, I cooked for all of them. Do you remember, Pierre?
Yeah.
I cooked, and that's the first time Pierre told me the story of your abandonment as a child, when the whole family thought, "Fuck this oak, we're going to leave him behind." That's the truth, by the way.
On purpose, I think.
It was on purpose, but anyway.
I totally understand why Tannie Tilly left him.
I said to Pierre at the table and with your mom, I said, you know what? I haven't had a horse with Jacques. I've had my reasons. Jacques and I have spoken many times before. Anyway, I said, but we're going to get him a horse. If Pierre comes in on the horse, we're going to get him a horse, and we're going to try and name it Left Behind. You remember, Pierre?
Left behind.
So we'll leave it on that. Jacques, good luck with your eye surgery and whatever's happening in your life. I have to say, your form has improved since you've gone fucking half blind. I'm just saying.
Must be Wim Eddie. Must be Wim Eddie.
Listen, don't take it personally, but, you know, as a trainer, you oaks know what changes have I made. So something's happened.
All I can say is, if you do send me a horse one day, I'm going to say your mom had vision, because you called you Joe. We have a constant Joe Biscuit.
Thanks, guys. Listen, fantastic. Pierre, thanks, eh?
Keep
Love
on,
you.
guys. All the